If you're struggling to make a decision, for example, you need to make a phone call, or you want to start a business, want to take on a collaboration partner, that's one of the issues that a client of mine just recently had, then the problem usually isn't that you need more information, more pro and contra lists. The deeper reason probably is that you're trying to avoid something. Your subconscious is trying to avoid something. And I had this issue just recently with a client. Yesterday, a client, she called me and she needed help with this situation where she wanted to call an ex-coworker, and somehow she avoided this phone call, and then we dived into it. And what she actually avoided is never about information or the call itself. It's about avoiding a probably negative situation. And the absurd thing is that happening normally isn't even that probable, but our mind plays tricks, and that's what we're diving into right now. So when there is a decision that you cannot make, a call that you cannot make right now, you can ask yourself, what am I avoiding here? What's a fear maybe behind that call? Like, if I make that call, what am I really afraid of being confronted with? And in the case of my client, there was that she was afraid or worried actually that her ex coworker was seeing herself as incompetent. And that was completely absurd because when we dived into it, we actually discovered that the relationship between that ex coworker and her was a very solid relationship, like a 9 out of 10 relationship, very respectful relationship, even appreciative relationship. Just that so much time has passed since the relationship that now, as contact has been some couple of years, the mind is playing tricks and our mind is always negatively attached. Like, think about it. When you're thinking about decisions, for instance, what are you thinking more about? Are you thinking about the opportunities or the potential threats? And that's exactly what happened. And in this situation, your mind comes up with all kind of excuses and potential threats to making that call. That's why it's so important that when you're actually avoiding a decision, to dive into what might you be worried about. And the next step, and that was the solution that I worked on with my client then, is finding actual evidence. So the question that I asked her is, how was the relationship? Put it on a scale, like from 0 to 10. 10 is like best relationship ever. Then also look for proof, like actual evidence that supports your the feeling of the relationship. And she found actual proof. She found even messages of that ex coworker who were very appreciative and talking about the success and how she was appreciating and valuing the relationship. After reading all of that and remembering the conversations that the two of them had like years ago, now finally her mind could substitute the potential threats and the negative thoughts where there was no evidence whatsoever to support it with the actual evidence. And as soon as you get the evidence, as soon as you get yourself into the positive thinking and appreciative thoughts, that's when making that decision, when making that call comes easily. And By the way, all of what I'm sharing here on YouTube, all the tutorials, all the perspectives, all the tools, the practices, all of that I'm sharing in my Mental Mastery Academy. The link you will find down in the description. It's my community where I coach senior leaders, CXOs, founders, solopreneurs, and help them to overcome those mental traps. And if recently you have found yourself in some thinking loops, maybe even negative thinking loops, there is another video in the bottom left corner where I help you exactly with this, because thinking loops aren't all just thinking loops, just thinking about work all the time, because there are three different types of thinking about work. And you'll find all of that in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video.